And here I am, fresh off of NFL Week 1. Ah, what a week it was. About exactly what you would expect Week 1 to be. A lot of upsets. Actually, there were quite a few upsets if you ask me. We got some talking to do. We got to have a chat. Week 1 this year was a lot of it was very unexpected. We'll get into a bit of a recap as I go ahead and do my predictions. I have my, again, 5 best bets. I think week 2 is a lot more difficult than week 1 to do your best bets on because we all know there is a thing called Overreaction Monday, which is what yesterday was. Yesterday was Overreaction Monday. A lot of teams, there's only a 1 game sample size here. So what's going on is a lot of teams that were no shows, teams like Green Bay, teams like Tennessee, teams like Indianapolis, teams that did not show up in their week 1 game. A lot of people are overreacting. I'm here to reel them in here. Let's go ahead and we'll get into our week 2 NFL predictions. We begin. I'll get to the bets a little later, but we're first gonna go to the Thursday night football game, which pits the Washington football team against the New York Giants. Washington is at home and they are starting Heineke. Unless there is a change in the next couple of days, Heineke should get the start here. And listen, the Giants did not impress me. I thought they would beat Denver. Not only did they not beat Denver at home, they looked sluggish right out the gate. The defense couldn't contain Teddy Bridgewater. It wasn't really that close of a game. The Giants scored a touchdown, a garbage touchdown, a little late into the contest. And meanwhile, you had Washington, and what I expected was going to be a close game against the Chargers. I was 1 point off on my prediction. I predicted 19-16 Chargers win. It was 20-16 Chargers win, so I was very close there. But nonetheless, as expected, close game. Ryan Fitzpatrick not starting is a big deal, though. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Washington football team here. The Giants offense, again, it's 1 week, but the Washington football team's defense held the Chargers offense. Herbert, Eckler, Keenan Allen held that offense to 20 points. And now you got Daniel Jones coming into town, and the Giants offensive line. I know the Giants usually have a weird ability to beat Washington, but I think that streak comes to an end here, and I think Washington wins this game. I think they take it 20-15. Washington wins 20-15 over the Giants. Sunday games. We start with Denver at Jacksonville. The other side of that coin. Very good game by Denver against the Giants. Maybe I should take them a little more seriously. For those that watch my power ranking videos, I alluded to this a little bit when I moved Denver up 5 spots. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Denver Broncos here against the Jaguars. It's pretty easy, I would think. Jacksonville can always turn around and surprise us because Denver is still a middling team until they prove otherwise. But I think the Denver Broncos should go into Jacksonville and they should get the dub here. We'll go 27-20. We'll make it a little closer for Trevor Lawrence's club. I tell you, Jacksonville just no-showed, and now this is a team on a 16-game losing streak. 16 games in a row the Jaguars have lost dating back to last year. We are reaching almost historic level of bad for Jacksonville. We'll see what happens, but Denver is a team they can beat. It's not like Denver is the Saints or the Bills or the Cardinals. It's not like the Denver Broncos are world beaters. But that said, Denver should get the win here. I'm going to go 27-20. Next up, we have New Orleans at Carolina. Oh, God. Every time I do these predictions, I think to myself, okay, there should be a clear winner here. But I thought that about like 5 or 6 games last week, week 1. Oh, God, I love football season. Carolina is at home. This is their second home game already. And they got the Saints coming into town. I know the Saints looked really good against... The Saints looked phenomenal against the Packers, guys. I have a gut feeling here that one of your upsets this week is going to be a surprising Carolina 2-0 start. I'm going to take the risk here. Again, there's no rhyme or reason for some of these predictions. I made the preseason NFL predictions where I predicted the whole season. Sometimes you just have those what the hell games. I'm going to pick against the Saints here because I know Jameis Winston has a tendency to put up stinkers after looking like an MVP style quarterback. And couple that with the fact that New Orleans played a perfect half of football against Green Bay, the first half of the game, taking Green Bay out of their game plan early. I'm going to go ahead with a home team here. I'm going to say Carolina surprises New Orleans. Let's go 24-21. I'm going to pull the trigger here. Call me crazy, call me nuts. Look at what the Saints did to the Packers. There is no reason I should be picking the Panthers here, who barely escaped by the Jets last week. No reason I should be picking Carolina here, but you know what? Screw it. It's the NFL season. Some weird shit happened week 1. It would be foolish not to expect weird shit happening week 2. So let's go with that. Vegas at Pittsburgh. Oh my goodness. Las Vegas. What a game they put up. We have a game here where one of these two teams, coming off wins against the Bills and the Ravens, one of these two teams is going to end up 2-0. And I got to go Pittsburgh at home. I know Vegas looked fantastic against the Ravens. I need to see a little more. Mike Tomlin at home with the Steelers for the home opener against a team, yes, they should beat. Pittsburgh should get the dub here. So we're going to go ahead and pick the Steelers here by a score of 28-24. I'm going to say Vegas keeps it close. The Raiders proved to everyone in this game that they are to be taken seriously and that the game against the Ravens was no fluke. But I think the Steelers come out with the dub here. 49ers at Eagles. Have I picked all the home teams so far? Picked Washington. Picked Denver. Carolina, Pittsburgh. Okay. All right. Call me crazy again. Say it. Just do it. Just call me crazy. I'm going to ride this Eagles train this week. I'm going to do it. Just the 49ers don't understand why, guys. I don't understand why I'm picking Philly here. Call it an overreaction. Call it a gut feeling. Call it whatever you want. The 49ers, the bottom line here is that regardless of the lead the 49ers built, they were 25 yards away from tying with the Detroit Lions. 25 yards away from blowing the game and sending it into overtime. I know they looked impressive for the first 58 minutes. Losing Raheem Mostert sucks. They still have a good backfield. But I'm going to do it. I mean, I got to start. If I'm going to really try to be as good a predictor as I am, I got to start picking some upsets here. I can't just look at what Yahoo percentages of fans picking these teams and going with the team that has the higher percentage. I can't. This is the NFL right now. And gut feelings have a lot to do with this. I'm going to pick the Eagles here. I'm going to say the Eagles surprise San Francisco here, and the Eagles get the win 27-23 over San Francisco. They looked impressive. Philly looked impressive. One of the more dominating games of week 1. Philadelphia came out and they shellacked Atlanta. It wasn't even close at all. So we'll go with another upset there. Patriots at Jets. We're going to reel it back in now, and I'm going to pick the Patriots here. Patriots going into New York should get the job done against a team they should beat. So we're going to go Patriots 23, Jets 16. Tough game by Zach Wilson last week against Carolina. They tried working their way back. And New England, very disappointing. I know Miami is. I don't know if Miami's good. I don't know if Miami is lucky. I don't know what Miami is. I have a lot of question marks surrounding them, and we're going to find out a lot about them with their opponent, which is the next game I'm going to do. But I'm going to go ahead and roll with the Patriots here against the Jets. Buffalo at Miami. Listen, give me Buffalo here. I don't think the Bills are going to start 0-2. There are a lot of really good teams who are in danger of 0-2 starts. The Bills are one of them. I don't think the Bills are going to lose this game to Miami. I know the game is in Miami, and I can see them splitting. But considering the circumstances here, Sean McDermott should have his team ready to go into Miami to get the win. Miami's defense, I think, is going to hold up. The Bills not having a running game is going to hurt them this year. No one is talking about it. That said, Miami's win against the Patriots wasn't all that impressive. I mean, it was impressive when you consider where it was and who their head coach is, which is Bill Belichick and in Foxborough. That was about the only thing impressive about Miami's win. So Miami keeps this close, but the Bills, I don't think they start 0-2. They're a legit Super Bowl contender. I don't think they start 0-2. Let's go Buffalo here by a score of 24-17 over Miami. Next up, we have the Rams at the Colts. I've been saying this all off season. The Rams are a problem right now. Matthew Stafford, you saw the joy in his face when he was playing against Chicago. He looks confident back there. Him and McVay are already like this. Oh my goodness, this is a match made in heaven. Indianapolis, that offensive line failed them last week, and now they're going up against this defensive line. I gotta pick the Rams here. I gotta send the Colts to 0-2. I saw this coming with Indy's schedule. The schedule makers did not do Indy any favors this year. My goodness. The Rams should get the win here, 31-21 over Indianapolis. Listen, the Rams are for real, guys. They are legit, and they should get the win here. Next up, we have Houston at Cleveland. Yeah, give me the Browns. Gotta go with the Browns. I know the Texans looked impressive. The Texans looked impressive in their win, but it was against Jacksonville. It's one of those yeah, but situations. It's almost by default, based on who they played, that they were able to win that game. And I know Cleveland is probably feeling a little deflated that they gotta play. I mean, at least they are following up their close loss against Kansas City with Houston. And listen, I moved Cleveland up in my power rankings 3 spots for losing. A lot of people question that. It's an opinion. My defense is that I just don't see, with the way Seattle ended last year and with the way the Steelers ended last year, Pittsburgh lost to Cleveland in the playoffs. That's recent still. In terms of NFL gameplay, this was last game for Pittsburgh. This is Pittsburgh's first meaningful game against the Bills since getting bounced by Cleveland. Seattle, I don't want to put Seattle at 4 because I don't think Seattle is the 4th best team in the league. If you put Seattle and Cleveland on a neutral field right now, I think Cleveland wins. I really do, especially seeing what they did against Kansas City going into Arrowhead And if it weren't for a botched punt almost stealing that game, they almost stole that game. I gotta have Cleveland as the fourth best team right now in the league. So it's just a gut feeling. So that said, Cleveland gets the win here. And I think they get the win 34-20 over Houston. Maybe a garbage time touchdown by the Texans. Tyrod Taylor, he's not going to do much against this defense. I know Patrick Mahomes sliced up Cleveland, but this is Mahomes. He slices everyone up. Tyrod Taylor's not going to do that, especially against this pass rush. And Houston's defense still stinks, ladies and gentlemen. So Cleveland should win this. Bengals at Bears, the Andy Dalton reunion game. And you know what? I'm gonna put Cincy at 2-0 right now. I'm gonna pick the Bengals to go into Chicago to upset the Bears. Listen, the Bears did not impress me against the Rams. Andy Dalton still starting. I get what they're trying to do, but Justin Fields is a playmaker. Andy Dalton is not the reason they lost to the Rams. Andy Dalton doesn't play defense, but Cincinnati with Joe Burrow is really good. And if Cincinnati starts figuring this out, this is a team that could be a 7-10, 8-9 type of team. Might be in the wild card race for a little bit. Chicago, meanwhile, I just didn't see enough against the Rams to warrant picking them. So I'm gonna go with another upset here. Let's go Cincinnati by a score of 22-17 over Chicago. Moving on. Let's Minnesota at Arizona. The Cardinals are a problem, people. I know it was one game, and I know they did the same thing last year. But if Chandler Jones stays healthy, Cardinals are going to be a problem. People are focusing in on J.J. Watt, and they have to focus on Chandler Jones. DeAndre Hopkins will do his thing against any NFL team. Arizona's at home here, and Minnesota just did not look good against Cincinnati. Give me the Cardinals here in a win. Arizona getting to 2-0. I think Arizona gets to 2-0 by a score of 31-20, 23. Arizona gets the win. Arizona's offense, Kyler Murray, can they take that next step and not fall apart like they did last year? Give me the Cardinals here. Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Yeah, give me Tampa here. Atlanta, I was kind of high on them only because you never know what to expect with this team. You just don't, especially with how many close games they had last year. I didn't expect this team to put up 6 points against the Eagles defense. Did you? I mean, last I checked, they were favored in that game, weren't they? Give me the Bucks on extra days rest at home against the Falcons. 34-17 over Atlanta. Tampa should win this game pretty easily. Dallas at the Chargers. Another fantastic between conference game between a team that is starting to learn how to win the close games and Dallas, who should have extra days rest. But I have questions about Dallas's defense. Tom Brady carved this team up. I know Dak Prescott will keep them in any game this year. I'm going to pick the Cowboys here. I'm going to pick Dallas. Only because this would be the Chargers' 6th consecutive regular season win. And I don't think they're there quite yet. I can see a fallback against a team that's about on their level in Dallas. In Dallas starting at 0-2, I don't foresee happening. It wouldn't shock me, but I'm going to go ahead and go Dallas here. 30 to 20 30 to 24 over Los Angeles. Well, we'll go overtime. This is that close of a game. Next, we have the Tennessee Titans traveling to take on the Seattle Seahawks. This is the Seahawks home opener. Listen, Tennessee is the betting man's worst nightmare, and they always have been. Shout out to Gio Knows. He knows this. Just stay away from Tennessee. If you're betting, stay away from this team. Because let me tell you what, I'm not going to pick them here, but Tennessee could easily go out and beat the Seahawks here 34 to 20. They could. They really could. That's just what this team does. Tennessee has not started a season 0-2 since 2010. 2010. It's been 11 years since this team has started 0-2, and this is supposed to be the best team they've had in 11 years. So how ironic is it that we're sitting here talking about this as a possibility? That said, give me the Seahawks here. Tennessee did not do anything to inspire any kind of confidence in me that they have gelled yet. I still think they need another week or two even to gel. I think Tennessee's going to be okay because they play in the AFC South. Seattle needs this game because they play in the NFC West. So give me Seattle here. Give me Seattle 33 to 25. Tennessee keeps this close and they put up a couple of more points than they do last week. But Seattle should get this win here. Next up, Kansas City at Baltimore. Man, what a loss for the Ravens. Very surprising loss by the Ravens. I got to go Kansas City here. Baltimore drops to 0-2. Kansas City gets to 2-0. And they should win this game. We'll go 31-26. Kansas City over Baltimore. Last but not least, Detroit at Green Bay. I got to go Packers here. Against Detroit, I got to do it. I can't pick Detroit in this game, and I'll explain. When I do my guarantees, well, I was 3-2 in my guarantees last week, so maybe they're not guarantees. Jeez. Green Bay should win, though. We'll go. Green Bay wins 37-22 over Detroit. Now, guarantees. Bengals plus 3.5. That's one of them. My argument for that is, do the Vikings, or not the Vikings, do the Bears inspire any kind of confidence in you? If you are watching my channel right now and you're watching this bit right here, do the Bears give you confidence? Serious question. With Cincinnati coming into town, are you more confident that the Bears get the win at home? The Bears? Or are you more confident that the Bengals with Joe Burrow, who I think is a better quarterback than Andy Dalton and Justin Fields, only because Fields hasn't played yet? I gotta go Cincy even straight up, but I'm picking the Bengals money line here because just in case the Bears win this game, it's gonna be close, and right now it's 3.5. So if it's a 20-17 Bears win, you cover. So right now the Bengals is plus 3.5. Give me Cincy here, plus 3.5. Next up, Packers money line. Listen, I debated if I were betting, I would have considered taking 49ers money line. Afraid of a Detroit backdoor cover. And boy, was I right. I stayed away from that, and I said if I were to make a sixth bet last week, it would be 49ers money line. You always got to worry about those backdoor touchdowns in games where the favorite team is at least a 10-point favorite. because all it takes is for a score to look as lopsided as it should be. Say Green Bay, I think they're 11-point favorites. Say Green Bay is winning a game 37-20, like they should. And then all of a sudden, Detroit scores garbage time touchdown with under a minute to play. You got to watch out for that stuff. So, give me the Packers money line here, especially with how Detroit came back. You got to watch out for that. Next up, Browns Texans. I would take the over here, 48.5. The Texans don't have a defense. The Texans are a team that can still score. Cleveland should win this game. I think I said like 34-20. I forgot exactly what score I said, but Cleveland's going to put up some points. Let me tell you, against this defense, Cleveland's going to put up some points. Their running game, their passing game. Even Baker running the ball. Houston's defense, no confidence. Cleveland and Texans should go over 48.5. Honestly, I don't even think it's much of a question. You really think this is going to be a 24-21 or a 24-14 type of game? There's no win this year. Next up, Raiders plus 6.5. Even if it's a backdoor cover, I don't think the Steelers win this game by 7 or more. I don't. I think the Raiders keep this close, especially with the way the Raiders played on Monday night. I don't think they're going to go quietly. So Pittsburgh gets the win here, but the Raiders keep it close. And last but not least, Buccaneers Moneyline. Again, you got to worry about that backdoor cover. But I think Tampa wins here straight up. And I'd rather bet on that than picking them minus, I think it's 11 or 12. It's high. Anyways, that's all I have. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. And I will see you guys all next time. Enjoy week 2.